Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to the channel for more Destiny 2 news and intel. And today, once again, is Friday, so we have our Friday weekly update. XUR has returned, as well as Trials of Osiris, so I'll give you a brief rundown on those two things, as well as all the other farms, glitches, and cheeses that you can use heading into the weekend. If you haven't had a chance to play very much this week, and it's been a pretty awesome week as far as all of those things go. But first, XUR can be found in his usual spot in the tower, of course. If you haven't played Destiny in a little while, XUR is now always in this spot on Fridays. We have a Darcy Catalyst. We have a Mida Multi-Tool Catalyst. I would pick this up. We have a Gwenson Vest with a 64 roll for the Hunter class. We have the Doom Marchers with a 65 roll for the Titan class. These are pretty good, though this roll might be a little subpar. And we have a Promethean Spur for the Warlock with a 62 roll. As far as exotic armor goes this week, not the best, but we also have exotic class items for sale. Remember, you can farm exotic class items from XUR simply by farming out strange coins, and you can buy as many of these as you want if you're going for different possible rolls. We have the Xurfboard, or XUR Skimmer, available this week. Again, and this should be available, I think, every weekend now. So I actually thought it might be a limited thing to last weekend, but everybody should be able to get this. If you didn't have a chance to play last weekend or pick this up, it's still available. And we also have Artifice armor, which I think is pretty amazing that we have both the exotic class item as well as the Artifice armor for sale this weekend. This is making this actually one of the better XUR weekends that I've seen really since the Final Shape launched. Even though the exotics are maybe not the best, the fact that you can get your hands on some free Artifice armor, and this is available to everybody, regardless if you're running a dungeon, you can just pick this up. If you've never been able to get Artifice armor before, it's only available from certain dungeons. It's actually available from the new Vespers host dungeon, and I did post a video on a great way that solo players can glitch through the first encounter of the Vespers host dungeon and get an autocomplete for Artifice armor. But if you don't want to do that, you can just come over here and buy some. Of course, it's just for the leg armor. It's not the best roll, at least for the Warlock. But I would love to know what the rolls for the Hunter and Titan are. So if you're watching this video and you play primarily on one of those classes, please let me know in the comment section down below if anything was above a 62. I would say this is a decent roll, but even at 62, this can be built into and upgraded so that it'll probably still be higher than any random rolled armor that is not Artifice. So anything that is just a random legendary piece of armor, even from a good source, will probably not be as high a stat as this once you build into it. So just keep that in mind. Remember, you can also turn all your exotic armor into Artifice armor by upgrading it and using a exotic cipher, which you can buy from XUR upgrades, or you can actually get the exotic cipher quest over on the second page of XUR. Now on to our strange offerings really quick. We have Ascendant Shards for 71 strange coins. Remember to pick up your Favor of the Nine buff if you're looking to farm out those exotic class items. This will give you a lot more strange coins. And still the best way for solo players to farm out strange coins is to just select a strike from the Cosmodrome. Those strikes are all the fastest, and with this buff active, especially if you can get it 3 times, but even with it just active once, you're going to get about 4 strange coins from every strike. You don't have to go through the strike playlist. You can just select a strike, and you can get those done really fast. I think you can do under 5-minute runs on all 3 of those strikes on the Cosmodrome. We have enhancement cores for 5 strange coins. You can get 5 enhancement cores. This is a terrible offer. 17 enhancement cores for 29 strange coins. I guess if you need enhancement cores. Glimmer is always good from XUR. 22,000 and 33,000, both for 5 and 7 strange coins respectively. We have our legendary Engrams. You can get 3 for 17 strange coins. We also have our strange gift offers, which you can get things like raid banners from. So if you're looking to just spend a couple. And then over on our strange gear offering page, we have quite the gambit of stuff. I'm going to start off with the Wardcliff Coil, which is very broken at the moment for the Vespers host, especially the second boss encounter. So not the second encounter, but the second boss. You can actually do, I think, an infinite damage phase while using this weapon, but it's also not coded as a heavy, so it does all kinds of weird damage to when the servitor breaks up and you have to shoot multiple ones at once. It's just sort of an interesting interaction at the moment, but you can just try it out for yourself versus take my word for it. We have a Trinity Ghoul with, I haven't used this in a while, but because it is Arc, I think it could play pretty well into the meta at the moment. Let me know if you use Trinity Ghoul. I'm not really a big bow guy, so though I wouldn't recommend picking this up, that's just me. But if I had to spend the strange coins, I would probably pick up the Wardcliff Coil now over this or the Cerberus +1, though this might be fairly decent in PvP. And we have a Hawkmoon with the Combat Grip and Hipfire Grip. Might also be pretty decent in PvP. Remember, this weekend in Trials, you'll be getting double rewards from Trials because it is double rewards in the Crucible that counts towards Trials. So if you're going for any of the Adept loot, this is by far the best time to farm it. And we're going to get to the Adept loot from Trials in 1 second because there's something pretty interesting there. For legendary weapons, we have a Cold Denial with Zen Moment and Headseeker. We have Nature of the Beast with Under Pressure and Demolitionist. We have Arsenic Bite with Moving Target and Explosive Head. We have 7th Seraph Shotgun with Autoloading Holster and Shield Disorient. We have the Sail Spy Pitch Glass with Clown Cartridge, Focus Fury, and Right Hook. Remember, this is a deep sight activation weapon if you're looking to craft it. We have a Just In Case Sword with Balance Guard, Tireless Blade, Incandescent, interesting. Disaster Plan, maybe a decent sword. And then we have the Eternity's Edge for the Warlock with Infinite Guard, Thresh, and Counterattack. For legendary armor, we have the Gwenson Knight armor set with decent rolls. This is actually a really good roll on just a standalone piece of armor for the Warlock. It's 30 resilience. You almost never see that. 66 total roll, even though the Artifice armor will be better than this. If you want 2 really decent pieces of armor this week, pick up those boots, the Artifice boots, and pick up this chest piece. It's also not a bad helmet as far as total roll, even though the stat distribution is pretty terrible. And actually, these boots are also not that bad. So some interesting spikes. Could probably leave the gauntlets, but everything else, not terrible as far as the Warlock goes. Again, also, anything good for the Hunter or Titan, please leave it in the comment section down below. Also, remember to get your Xur Cipher if you're looking to make any of this armor essentially Artifice armor. That's the exotics, of course. And that is going to complete all the information regarding Xur today. Xur gets I'm going to give him an A, solid A. Not an A+, but definitely an A with the exotic class item as well as the Artifice armor. Really helps out the solo players. Now we're going to make our way over to Saint 14, because I believe there is a new weapon available from Saint 14, where if you're going for Adepts this weekend, you can get it in its Adept form. Is there anything interesting at Banshee 44? We'll just check really quick. I don't believe there was. We do have a Battle Scar. Nothing else I would really pay attention to. If you haven't had a chance to check out any of the other videos I posted this week and you are looking to farm out more Artifice armor from the new Vespers host dungeon and you're a solo player, there's a very easy way to do it. This is not the ball duplication glitch. It is a much simpler one. Well, maybe not simpler, but certainly easier in my opinion, especially once you get it down to a science, as it doesn't require you to really fight too many enemies. And the yesterday's question is the new hand cannon, which is available at rank 10, which is awesome because you can actually get to rank 10 by doing viewer bounties. If you don't know what those are, you can go watch a Twitch streamer who has the extension enabled. It's a little process of linking your Bungie and Twitch account. My buddy Sinister, who you probably see in a few videos often enough, will occasionally do live streams for the viewer bounties. But if you're looking for the yesterday's question in its adept form, this is a great weekend to go for it. Not only because it is double rank rewards, but also because for the very first time, we have in the Trials labs class-based matchmaking. So if you don't know what that is, you will need a Warlock, Titan, and Hunter on your team if you want to go in with a group into Trials this weekend, or at least in Trials labs. I think that's the only Trials available, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. I do have the final shape, just not on my computer. Everybody relax. But I think this is an interesting thing that Bungie has done. So if you want to go in a group, you're going to need at least one of all the classes. If you go in as a solo player, the game will match them for you. So you will only ever be fighting, if you're a Warlock, one other Titan, and a Hunter, and vice versa. So I say that because I'm a Warlock. So for all you Warlocks out there who find they don't really have a place necessarily in Trials of Osiris on the weekend, at least I don't, this might be a good opportunity for you especially. I'm curious to find how it works out and hear your feedback on it. So if you're playing Trials this weekend, please let me know what you think about this in the comments section down below. Check out my Vespers host video and make good use of this farm while it's available because it is pretty awesome. Artifice armor really is the best armor you can get in the game by far. No other better source than this right now for Artifice armor. There was some other news yesterday that Bungie is going to make exotic class items available to everybody through the next seasonal event. That's the Festival of the Lost, which will launch 2 days before Halloween. So coming up very soon. Is that Tuesday's reset? It sounds about right. So I think that's going to be great because you will not need to do the dual Destiny mission in order to acquire exotic class items if you acquire them through the Festival of the Lost event. And then once you unlock the exotic class items, you'll be able to farm them for random rolls from any of the sources. The only difference between those people who have done the dual Destiny mission and people who unlock it through Festival of the Lost will be you won't be able to focus them if you just do it through Festival of the Lost, but I don't think that's really that big a deal for most players who haven't been able to acquire an exotic class item, period. And then once it's unlocked, you'll be able to buy them from places like XUR, like today. It's unfortunate that people who haven't unlocked exotic class items cannot buy or farm out the ones from XUR. So I think that's a good thing all around. And that is going to conclude all the information. Oh, one more thing I forgot to tell you. The Trials map for this weekend is the Sirius Plaza, the new map. So enjoy that. I actually like that map. That's going to conclude all the information for today's video. Thanks so much for watching as always. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 content like this. Remember, any of those things also enter you into any future giveaways on this YouTube channel. We do one every 1,000 subscribers, as well as leaving any comment in the comment section down below about any feedback I might have asked for, or if you've watched till this point in the video, you can leave a hashtag XUR or hashtag the final shape or a hashtag Revenant in the comment section, or even a hashtag the Festival of the Lost, because that is upcoming, for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. When and if we reach 100,000 subscribers on the channel, we'll be giving away an Xbox or a PlayStation or a video card if you play on PC. Everybody have a great weekend farming whatever you'd like. There's a lot of stuff to farm. And as always, I'm Wilhelm Scream. We will see you next time.